Hello everyone, welcome to our latest video, and today we're going to be showing you how to build your own arrow. So how are you going to turn this into this? We're going to show you guys how to put a knock on, fletch the arrow and point the arrow. It's something we get asked all the time and it's something that everyone can do. So I'm just going to go through some of the kit that you need. To put the point on, you're going to need a flame. Just got the Bunsen burner by here. And then to put the knock and the fletchings on, you just need some glue. I personally like Facet. Today we're going to be using this Eastern Quick Bond. I've never used it before, so I don't know how this is going to go. It says it sets in about 60 seconds, so we'll see. You need a fletching jig. I've got the long shot one here. Personally, it's my favourite. You can spend from £10 up to £100 on a fletching jig, and this is my absolute go-to. Best value for money you'll get. Some knocking pliers, because you obviously don't want to hold a hot point, and some hot melt just to put your point on. So I'm going to go through it all now. So first of all, your knock. To do this bit, what we're going to do, it's nice and easy. I'm just going to zoom in with the camera now just so you guys can see what I'm doing. Right, so what you want to do with your knock is you want to line it up on the same part of your shaft every single time. Because if you've got this knock in a different location on here, it actually affects the spine of your arrow, believe it or not, but quite a bit, so you want them in the same place. I always like to have it running through where it says Eastern, by here. So, all I do is I'm just going to get this trusty glue, which, as I say, I've never used before, so I hope this goes well. I'm just going to dab some of this on here. Don't need too much of it. And with these jazz and tribute shafts, you just put a plasti knock on. I'll just go straight over there like that. I'm going to wipe the excess glue off here. And that is it. It says it's going to take 60 seconds to work, so I'm just going to give it a bit of time a second when we go on to the next part. Once you put your fletchings on, there's a certain amount that you can put these. Obviously you can have them higher up the shaft or lower down the shaft. We've got them set here to 1 inch from here, and there's a reason for this. Some people put them right at the top. I don't agree with that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and demonstrate now as if this arrow is on the string. If this arrow is clipped onto the string, my fingers would be here on the string. As you can see now, what we should do, we should relax our fingers and let it slip through. But a lot of people will indeed open your fingers. You can see here, I'm not going to contact my fletchings, but if I was 1/4 inch forward and I open up my fingers, I'm going to catch this fletching here. So it's very important that you have these a certain distance down, because you do not want to contact these, otherwise it's going to send your arrow all over the place. Okay, so rule of thumb, we've got these at 1 inch. Okay? We can see what happens with this. Hopefully it will stay in there. On this jig, you guys can see there's different numbers here, and what that does is that indicates how far along we're going to put the fletch in. For instance, I told you I'm going to do 1 inch. So what we do, oh, something I do want to talk about this jig really quickly. We have a very long line here. This particular jig, that's a cock fletching indicator. It's going to tell you that is where your cock fletching needs to be. So if I put this in, and I know that's the cock fletching, and I try to put it in wrong, you'll see that nothing actually lines up. So I can put this in here, pop that up there, and there you go. You can see it's all in line. And then once you turn it again, and then there we go. You can see that they're all in line here. It's really important. It's why I think it's one of the best jigs, value for money. So hopefully this knock is set. What we're going to do, we're going to pop our knock in here. I'm going to turn this all the way back to our big line. There we go. Push it in. There we go. So that your jig looks like this. I'm going to remove this, it's magnetic. So I'm going to do the cockpit in blue. So I'm going to put this all the way up here. I can show you guys what I'm doing now. So you can see that this part is coming right onto number 1 here. So what I'm going to do is pop a thin line of glue down there. You guys don't need too much. You only want a little bit. And concentrate your face. You're going to put it on the clamp. Yeah. Push this back here so it's contacted, and then we're going to make sure this is in the groove. This is really hard doing it whilst facing the camera like this, and then we're just going to push down like so. I'm going to hold pressures both sides of the jig where my thumbs are, because I want to make sure that there's an even pressure. I'm going to turn this around because this is incredibly hard whilst looking at the camera. So I'm just going to hold this here for about 15-20 seconds, something like that. I just want to make sure that it sets. With fast set, I hold it for about 7 seconds, and I know I can just go straight on to the next one, and it's all done. But I'm just not too sure with this glue. That should be fine. If it falls off, and you know I didn't give it enough time. Just gonna push this clamp together here, lift it up, and voila, there's our one fletching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it now on this jig. I'm turning it to the next line that stands up, because this jig will do compound and recurve. So I'm just going to repeat the process now. This next bit's super important tip. It's not always easy to get this in exactly the same spot every time. So what I like to do is I will push this up to where I think. And to me that looks like it's in exactly the same spot. I'm going to offer it up to here. I haven't put any glue on it. And I can see that this looks about right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the glue on it. Same thing as before, I'm just going to hold it down. Don't know if it does anything, but we'll see. It's really important that you guys take your time when you're doing this. Make sure all your fletchings are on right. If they're not, it's fairly easy to remove them. I'll show you how to do that at the end of the video, just in case. I'm sure that'll be fine. Turn, excellent. One more. So like I said, definitely take your time with this bit. Always make sure. When I first done it, I rushed it and I'd have them all over the place. So it's definitely worth offering it up without any glue on, just to make sure that they're all right. Looks right to me. Whilst we're on about this as well, when you're looking at this, have a look at the back end of the flexion, the thicker side as opposed to the front, because sometimes, especially with feathers, maybe a little bit of the front has been nicked off and it'll look a lot shorter. Always go by the back end of the flexion or feather. That's your best bet to get it accurately done. what I'd normally say is, when I'm doing this at home or I'm doing it at the shop, I take a little bit longer with my fletchings just to make sure that they're all lined up and they're all in exactly the same place. So if there's any out here, I'll show you how to remove one as well. Okay. We've got some excess glue on here, which I'm just going to wipe off. Right, so, to be honest with you, they're actually all in really good alignment. So, I'll wait till it sets and just remove one just to show you, or actually, I'll give another test one to show you how to do that. Next, we're going to talk about the point. How do we do this? Well, it's pretty straightforward, this bit. But you do have to be careful, guys. So, when you want it to flame, you need it fairly hot. So, you want like a Bunsen burner. You can use, if you've got a gas stove, you can use anything like that. Right, I'm going to pop this by here, try not to set the building on fire. You want your correct size point, and what you want to do, move this up here. I like to apply a bit of heat to the point first. I hope you guys can see this here. And I'm just going to get my stick of hot melt, apply some heat here. You want enough so it's about to run, I know. Put it down the side of the point. You don't plaster it, just enough just to get a coating on there. Balance that precariously. And then just push this point straight in here. Push it against a hard surface. Sorry. There we go. On the table. And then get some kitchen roll. And just rub it off. What we do then here is we pop this in a pot of water to cool this down really quickly. I haven't got one here, so I'm just going to leave it over the edge by here. It will stay hot for a little bit of time, okay? So please be careful with that. If you've got any questions about this, guys, as we're going along, pop them down in the comments and we'll answer them as soon as we can. Okay? Now, we've got this here. That's all fine. That's still drying. So I don't really want to remove a fletch off there. I'm going to try and get one of these arrows from in our pot right here. I think I can find one when I need one. I'll show you on this one. What I need is a blade. Ian, if you could pass me a blade, please. What we're going to do, guys, you've got to be super careful on this next part, especially if you're cutting carbon. You don't want to go too close. Still hot. Thank you. So you've got to be super careful, like I said, with carbon. If you go too much, you'll cut the shaft. At least on aluminium, it's a bit easier. You're only going to scratch it. So what we do is run the blade away from you. Don't ever cut towards you, guys. Okay. I'm just going to put this blade underneath here. Oh, it's actually gone up really hard. Put it at a diagonal angle. Push, push. Gentle pressure. And voila. There's that clean. I would then rub that off here. What we would do then is you just want to get some spirits, something like that, to rub along here, just get rid of the glue. Make sure that is all dry then. Let it set for a couple of minutes. Make sure there's nothing on there, make sure it's all dissolved. And then just pop another fletching on. It's important that you get rid of that spirits, otherwise the glue will not adhere to it. Okay, guys? And that is how to fletch, knock and point an aluminium arrow. Just going to show you something super quick with carbon before I forget. If If you guys got a G-knock, which looks like this on a carbon arrow, they are not glued in, they're just an insert knock. So all you do is it pops on the back of your shaft here. It does just push in, but we have these knock tools here. And you just push it in, give it a turn, and there's your knock. You don't need to glue these in, okay guys? If you've got any questions or comments or about anything that we've done, pop them down below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Take care guys, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching, bye bye.